Hey guys, we're back. Welcome to the Great Fire Podcast. I'm your host, TrayBate, aka TrayBate Knows Boxing.
And I am Willie Mack.
So today, guys, I have a very, very interesting story to tell you. So let's just say this. I'm going to start off by saying this. Last night, I had some grass-fed steak, butternut squash, and a very, very nice arugula salad. So let's just start off by saying that. So I happened to make myself some salsa, homemade salsa yesterday. Super duper good. Super good. So I had a craving. I went to go to the gas station and get a bag of Doritos because that's just what I do. So I go to the gas station. It's a Chevron. I don't know if you guys need to know that, but it was a Chevron. So I don't know if you guys know, but like when the gas station is closed, or I guess, the actual mart is closed, they have like that box or like that little thing where you can, give them the money and they'll give you your item or whatever.
Right.
So super funny. I'm standing right in front of it. The guy is in the back, nowhere to be found. So I pass gas.
Hey, man.
I do. I just do. There's nobody around. I did. I really, really did. The thing was closed. So he opens it, right? He pushes it open and he asks me, what do you want? I'm like, yeah, can I get a bag of spicy Doritos? So, I put the money down. So you could tell, he left it open. So it's like, the smell is getting away from me, but it's going somewhere. It's going inside of that thing, man. On the side of his own. Gas is gassing him out, man. It's hurting him. It's hurting him. So he comes back, and you could tell, like, I think his nostrils, inside of his nostrils had third-degree burns.
Oh, man.
The way he was just, his face, he was just making all these faces. I'm like, can I give him a bag of chips? So I got that. I even just left the change. I got in my car, and I just got up out of there, man.
Wow.
Like, it was I didn't mean to do it, man.
That's nasty,
I didn't mean to do
bro.
it. I didn't mean to do it, but, it's natural.
You get our workers' comp off of that stuff. You can send them. Wow.
Man. But, yeah, that's super insane how that happened. But
did he give you a dirty look when you left, or you didn't even turn back around?
You know what? He had a face to where he was still kind of like stuck.
He's stuck.
He was still very stuck. So he might have been in shock, possibly. Hey. Very, very possible.
Anything could happen, man. You know what's happening.
So, guys, I know you guys know Chris Algieri, former WBO, former WBO champion, light welterweight, 140. He stopped by the gym today, thanks to Tony Jaffa Jeffries, who's the owner of Box and Burn. I guess their relations to the gym is that Chimera Coffee, they sponsor the gym, and I believe they sponsor Chris Algieri. So he came by the gym, did a podcast with Boxing Life. If you guys know about that, or if you guys don't know about that, please go check that out. It's a very, very informative podcast. So he stopped by the gym. He did a little bit of training. But I got to say, boxers, I've mentioned this before, boxers are by far the easiest people to talk to as far as celebrities are concerned. They're definitely down to earth, extremely down to earth. But Chris Algieri exceeded my expectations, definitely did. It's so weird how you can meet somebody for the first time and feel like you've been knowing them for a couple of years. And he's that kind of guy. He has that kind of impact, not just on me, on a couple of the other people that are around, or a couple of the other trainers that were around at the time. We all had that same effect, or he had that same effect on all of us. So that was a pretty unique situation. We talked about, a couple of things. What his next plans are. He plans on hopefully coming back, or he should be back by April. He's active. He's looking good. Great footwork. Great hands. He definitely has power. But guys, expect to see him at the 140 weight class. He's not going back up to 147. So guys, we have a very, very exciting 2018 year. Very, very exciting. Chris Algieri is going to be coming back. A couple of guys are going to be coming back that I can't mention off the top, or I don't remember off the top of my head. But, that was a great, great, great experience. He was actually supposed to be doing, he was going to be stopping by for this podcast, and he was going to be on the show. But, just different things happened to where he had to move around a little bit, had to return back to New York on Wednesday, and I believe we saw him on Monday. Yeah, so it was short notice, but he did everything he could. He definitely did everything he could, but just couldn't make it. So hopefully, guys, we'll have him on in the future. Matter of fact, I know that we will have him on in the future. So definitely look forward to that.
So he's a real down-to-earth guy, man. What makes the celebrity boxers, like, easier to get along with, if you know what I mean?
I think the number one thing is they know where they came from.
That's what's up, yeah.
They know where they came from, and they appreciate, because like I've said before, I say this plenty of times, boxing is a very small world, but it's extremely powerful and lucrative. Extremely powerful. It can move mountains. So, for him, and the thing about Chris Algieri, he's fought, you look at his resume, he's fought nothing but high-caliber guys. Nothing but high-caliber guys. Let's just start off with Manny Pacquiao. From Manny Pacquiao, matter of fact, even before that, Provodnikov, which that was the fight that, made him who he is today.
Brought him up.
Perseverance, and he was a beast. Got the opportunity to fight Pacquiao. He fought Amir Khan. His very last fight was against Errol Spence, which he did a great job. But, Errol Spence is Errol Spence. He's a very extremely talented guy. But, I mean, for the most part, I could definitely say these guys, they know where they come from. They know what the risks are with their sport. So I think they appreciate life more than some others. Let's just say that. They know what life is all about. They've been there. They've done that. And, I mean, most boxers are people. They like people. Most boxers do like people. Some are introverts, but still they appreciate the fans, because the fans are what make, everything what it is.
Yeah.
When it comes down to the sport of boxing, the fans are what make the fights. The fans are what they generate the money.
Yep.
They keep. I mean, they're the reason why the sport is still alive today.
Mm-hmm. Easily.
So speaking of boxing, recently we had someone very, very important, cut man, Rafael Garcia of the Mayweather or Team TCAP, most known for being Mayweather's cut man. He passed away recently at the age of 88. What else can I say? I mean, the guy was A1. I remember when I first got the news, I was shocked, and I can honestly say I was a little bit hurt. Not a little bit. I was a lot of it hurt.
Right.
A lot of it hurt because, I mean, the guy had a great spirit overall, always dancing. Let me tell you this. When you see somebody dancing all the time, and on rhythm, I mean, that's happiness in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of those guys who, like Mayweather said, that was his grandfather. He supported the sport of boxing. This man gave back to the sport of boxing each and every day. Every single boxer. I can't name anybody who could say anything bad about the guy. Even my brother, when he found out about it, he was like, wow, like this guy to all people. But, with age, things happen. He did everything he could. 88 is a very productive life. And he was great. He was great. I mean, will there be another one? It's one of those things. Nah.
Yeah.
There will be some that will get close, but there will never be another Rafael Garcia. He's special.
Man.
Definitely special.
That's crazy, man, because for one, he lived to be 88. I mean, that's the age I would love to see. I don't know if I will. And then able to do what you enjoy for that long, despite the fact you don't really need the money to do it for the love of the sport.
Yeah,
so major credit to Mr. Garcia. I know he was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2017 as a non-boxer in a non-boxing category. And the trip part was his passing. He found out that he had leukemia. He passed away from leukemia 2 weeks ago. Or he found out about him having leukemia 2 weeks, and then next thing you know, it was over. I even heard, even on here on ESPN.com, he got stung by 100 African bees. I don't even know how that happened. I don't even know where he's coming from.
Was that maybe like a remedy or
something? He was somewhere, probably traveling on vacation or whatever, but they said that he got stung by 100 bees, and then a few weeks later, he got diagnosed with leukemia. So, what a way to go. But his memory will always live on. Oh, yeah. I've read that he's worked with a lot of boxers, a lot of fighters, from Roberto Duran to Alexis Arguello, yeah. Wilfredo Gomez, Chad Dawson. But most importantly, today's fans will know him as the cut man for Floyd Mayweather. And just like TrayBate said, he was like a grandfather to him. Mayweather was known to have difficulty with his hands. So, and I just read from Mayweather, if you don't have confidence in your hands, a lot of doubt will go into your fight. So he hired Garcia. Garcia made history with him, and man, that guy's a legend, man. So shout out to Mr. Garcia and his family. Our condolences are with him and his family. And the people that he inspired, prayers out to you too.
Absolutely.
Man.
So I mentioned this before, it's something I got into. I ventured into I'm actually a part of the Mayweather App, which will be coming out in January 2017. So if you guys can go to at Mayweather Boxing Fitness on Instagram, make sure you click the link in the description and go ahead and pre-order the app, because I'm on it. But besides me being on it, special shout out or big shout out to James G. Williams, big supporter of just me being a coach. As far as the Mayweather app, it's very, very unique. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's an app that's going to, of course, be available for all phones, Android, Apple. You are going to be able to wear a virtual reality goggles. You're going to have, there's like a handheld type of Wii looking thing, but it's way more advanced. So for the most part, for what I'm hearing, I haven't quite seen it, but for what I'm hearing, there's going to be, I guess, Mayweather or his father, if not both, on the opposite side, or that's what you're going to be seeing on the screen. And they're going to be holding mitts for you, and you're going to be punching away.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's extremely cool, and it's state-of-the-art. It's brand new. As far as the reception of it, let's see what happens.
See, man.
Let's see what happens.
It shows how great technology has moved to where, you see things on TV. Now you can virtually witness it
and learn how to box.
Man, that's crazy.
And will it be effective from my perspective? Because, some people are doubting it. How can you learn boxing through a video, whatnot? Well, think about guys like John Jones, who can teach themselves or who are self-taught. John Jones learned MMA through watching YouTube videos. That's, come on now. Some people are like that. Some people are very visual, just like me. I'm extremely visual. Once I see something on tape, I can break it down into pieces after seeing it the first time. But as far as the Mayweather app, I'm extremely excited about it. I've heard that we're going to be doing a couple of updates within the coming weeks. So I'll have that on the Great Fire podcast on all of the pages. I'm going to be showing you guys behind the scenes of that, so you guys can get a good feel of what's to come in 2018, in January 2018. So you guys definitely look forward to that. We have a lot of special things coming up for you guys.
Now, let's start off with how you got into the app, man. Like, what made them reach out to you? Like, there's a lot of coaches out there, but what made them say, you know what, we love the way this guy is moving. Let's get him. Like, what do you feel like made them come to you and was like, let's have this guy represent this app for us?
Well, at Box and Burn, there was a very unique woman by the name of Rachel. She's a production manager, if not the owner of Fit Life Productions. And we did mitts, where I actually use the paddles, just to keep my hands safe. So if you go to Box and Burn, you'll know the class format. We go in the rings, the bags, the floor, just that 3-station setup. So we were in the ring, working the paddles with her. She noticed me. I guess she contacted the gym owner or owners, got my information, and it was on from there, So could have been based off of, well, I would actually say it was just based off of just knowledge of the different cues that I was giving her. She knew that TrayBate knows boxing. She definitely knew TrayBate knows boxing. And from there, they were actually looking, as far as the casting, they were looking for somebody who was extremely fit. Abs was their main thing that they wanted, and I fit that exact thing. So the unique thing about that is that we had two of us guys. It was me and AJ Perez. You guys don't know him, definitely go check him out. AJ Perez, not hard to find at all. Very, very big in Santa Monica, just big in boxing, as a matter of fact, as far as California boxing. So it was me and him on the set, and then 2 other women came on. They were fitness models. For the most part, I literally had to teach them how to box on spot, which is a very, very unique thing, especially just using verbal cues. They got it, and they looked like they've been doing this for years. Wow. So, that was a very, very unique experience, especially having to, in a sense, train or teach somebody how to box on set, and especially within that timely manner. We actually got done a little bit, I want to say like an hour and a half earlier than what we expected.
Man, so they picked up on it real quick.
Believe it or not, I mean, it could have taken up until 9 p.m. and we got there around 6 a.m. So, I mean, that whole casting thing is a whole different experience, like having the cameras in front, not only in front of you, but, you know, the pressure of having guys like, you know, as big as James G. Williams and I forget the other guy, but there was another guy that was on FaceTime communicating with me and showing me, literally watching me punch and kind of correcting, you know, some of the things or how he wanted me to punch, you know, as far as like dipping into certain punches or whatnot. So, I mean, that type of pressure, especially with the lights on you, then you're trying not to sweat, but you have to sweat. So you're kind of like working out in front of the camera with all the lights in. That was a fairly unique experience, and I'm ready to do it again. I'm ready to do it over and over and over again. I'm definitely looking forward to more things like that.
That's what's up, man. That's real good, man. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's see. You know, speaking of the gym, I got to challenge myself for the month of April or March or April. March. There we go. Lately, I've been slipping. I haven't been working out like I should have been. So I challenged myself to put myself on, no, I don't want to use the word weight loss, but more shredded. You know, when the season changes, of course, you kind of get a little lazy, which I'm a victim of. And right now, I'm trying to get myself and my other friends, including the co-host, TrayBate, probably head out the country, man, and vacation, man, hard work. Need a vacation somewhere, but I've always been the kind of guy that I want to be 100% me out there. Whether if I'm at the beach with my shirt off, talking to some ladies out there, you know, any kind of enjoyment. I would love to be out there being 100% me. So right now I've been coming up with a diet plan that fits my body type. I've been trying to incorporate new workouts into my regimen, including cardio, probably 4 to 5 days out the week. You know, as you get older, your metabolism slows down. So I know I'm not in my 20s no more to where my metabolism is rapid. It's slowing down as I get older. So that means I got to burn more calories by incorporating more cardio. So it's tough because I am busy. I work a lot, probably 12, 14 hours a day. So for me to squeeze in some gym time, it's difficult. But, you know, it goes to watching one of my idols, The Rock, Mr. Dwayne Johnson. I love The Rock. I've been following this guy since 1996 when he first wrestled for the WWE, which was known as the WWF. And his story is crazy. And I don't want to get deep into his story, but the guy came in to the company with only $7 in his pocket because he got cut from the Canadian Football League. And one of the executive vice presidents got a hold of him because his father used to wrestle for him, offered him a job, and the fans didn't like him at first. He sucked for a minute, but he changed his character, he changed his mindset, became one of the biggest names in the WWE. He took a risk, went to Hollywood, became one of the biggest actors in Hollywood, and the guy just stays in shape every day, always providing inspirational videos, and now he got his own clothing line with Under Armour, which for me, my secret, and if anybody else want to know how to motivate yourself, I love wearing shirts with motivational words because I always look at myself in the mirror. Yeah, so if I see something that says buff or sweat hard or, you know, rent is due, one of his T-shirts is called Rent is Due. I want to work as hard as if my rent is due because if I'm not working hard, I miss my due date.
That's true.
So little things of that nature I have to implement to my system. Sometimes it's just words. Sometimes it's just that motivation. Sometimes I need somebody to piss me off so I can go out there and get it. So, man, stay tuned for the Will Weight Loss Challenge because I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to try my best and try to have no excuses. And I'll provide you guys each and every week how that goes. And if you're that same person that's going through that right now and you're trying to get ready for next year, hey, you know what? I'll give you words every single week. Keep yourself going. And that's how we're going to flow, man, you know. So
what he's saying is that his new year starts today.
Yeah, there you go.
So one thing I would suggest for you, from my experience,
right,
look into intermittent fasting. Because the thing about it, you can work it to where it works for you. So let's say, like for me, I have it to where I have an 8-hour window in which I can actually eat, and then an 8-hour window or 8 hours. So it's 24 hours in a day, of course. So there's a 16-hour window in which I don't eat or allow my body to process the food properly, you know? So with that, the thing is you're a little bit more careful with what you eat due to the fact that you know what your body is going to be processing exactly that, within or towards the next day. So let's say for me, with me waking up at, for the most part, 4:30 a.m. and going straight to the gym, not eating anything, what I eat the day before literally contributes to what I do or to my performance the next day.
So let's your fuel for the gym the next morning. Right.
So for example, let's say I'll train in the morning, have a couple of clients, let's say from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's when I'll get a good workout in. So let's say from 12 o'clock to 8 p.m., that's my eating window. After that, I'm not eating anything at all. So some people talk about, or they think about that 16-hour window of not eating anything. They're like, damn, I'm going to starve. Consider sleep as well. So when you clear that up, I mean, there's more than enough time for the body to pretty much properly digest the food. So you think about it, that's what it's all about. That's the way I visualize it. You don't want to have, traffic stuck, within the intestines. So you want everything to flow properly, get rid of it, eat again, let the food process, get the nutrients from it, get rid of it, get rid of the waste, and then repeat that process over and over and over again. Incorporating probiotics helps out as well, especially when you're eating meats, so you can at least produce. The thing about it, it'll help you produce the fuel that I produced last night at the gas station.
Oh, that kind of fuel I'm scared of, man. I'm going to scare away my whole crowd.
Nah, but I mean, it really does help with just the whole digestion process. And to say, like, if you're working out towards like a specific goal, as far as, maintaining a calorie count, because guys, don't forget, you need calories. You do need calories. Calories are important. So, you can monitor calorie intake, you can monitor your protein intake. As far as your meals, the thing is you'll be a lot more cautious knowing that, like I mentioned before, this is what's going to provide the fuel for the next day. So maybe eating, I don't know, it could be anything. Anything that's not, I guess anything that's not productive for you, that you're going to feel it the next day. So it makes you a little bit more responsible in a sense. Now, as far as the metabolism it definitely does increase your metabolism for sure. Yeah, sure. Definitely does. I mean, from my experience, I've been doing it for just about 5 months in total. So, I mean, there's some days where it's a little more difficult to do it due to the fact that I'm, let's say, working for 12 hours within that day. So I'll switch it up a little bit. But for the most part, it's literally 5 days out of the week, sometimes even 7 days out of the week, but nothing less than 5 days out of the week. So let's say, regardless, it'll be maybe 2 days within that week where I'm extremely busy working a 12-hour day. Right. Where it's like, okay, I need fuel in the morning or as soon as I get in, a little bit of something. Because the thing is, before I actually used to use coffee to kind of, get rid of that hunger feeling. But luckily, I stopped drinking coffee about like 3 weeks ago. For some reason, it was giving me like some weird jitters. So I'm better without it. Every time I think about drinking coffee, I just drink water. And that's working out a lot better for me. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great idea. So speaking of getting fit, if you guys know any destinations in the month of March, literally, I could say specifically the first 2 weeks. Last year, we went to Miami for my brother's birthday. That was probably the most insane experience that I've ever had in my life. So this year, not this year, in 2018, we want to take a fairly unique trip. We want to go to a unique destination as well. What I have in mind and what I've been thinking about for the past few months is Colombia. I like the idea of Colombia. I've been talking to people from Colombia. They say that it's a great idea. As far as the budget, as far as the budget's concerned, it's quite reasonable as well. Let me see. So, do you guys have any suggestions? I mean, of course, we've already done Miami. I've heard about New Orleans. I've heard about going in. I don't want to go to New York. I've heard about visiting Canada. But so for the first 2 weeks of March, or let's say the beginning of spring, what would you guys say? Or give us some suggestions. Write it down in the comments. Let us know. Where should we go?
Man, and to piggyback off that, man, I don't think I told the story, but I've never flown. My first time flying was this year at the age of 30, going on 31. And it wasn't even nowhere far. It was actually going to Vegas the first time and going to San Francisco the second time.
How did it feel?
My experience of flying, well, first off, I had to deal with the TSA and go through their security checkpoint as a passenger. A little unique, luckily they had to pat me down. Thank you, TSA, for that. As far as flying, man, it's so funny. I'm not a person like sitting next to people. So I'm sitting next to somebody I don't know. The takeoff was weird because I feel like my neck was jerking back. But I didn't experience the quote-unquote turbulence that people was claiming. Maybe because the weather was still nice and whatnot.
Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time.
But, man, I must say, my mind, I think like a driver. If I could drive it, I'll drive it. Yeah. So for the first time, I planed it or flew. And, man, it's quick to get over there to Las Vegas. Like, I close my eyes and boom, I'm in Vegas. 35 minutes, 40 minutes, I can't remember the trip. But driving at that time of night, it would take me like 5, maybe 6 hours. Yeah. So I'm like, well, shucks. If I could pass this flying test, then I'm going to try again going to San Francisco. Again, same good experience, man. Nobody threw me off. I wasn't feared for my life or anything like that. Like, everything was pretty cool. So I'll bring that up because, you know what? Like TrayBate said, we're trying to find somewhere that, well, for one, would be good for the price, but fun. It's not even about the price. It's about fun.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about the price.
Because I've always heard, Colombia, Cabo, price-wise is really cool. Plus, you're having a good
Hawaii,
time.
too.
Hawaii, I heard about
it's
that.
Just, I like the sound of Colombia. It's Colombia. Just the sound of it is very unique.
Plus, I heard Hawaii is pretty expensive, man. But somebody said a gallon of milk is like $6. I'm like, oh, no, I'm okay, bro. I'm not doing Hawaii. But now Colombia is a hell of an idea. So like TrayBate says, man, if you know places, and like I said, give this inexperienced flyer some kind of ideas of where to go. I'm trying to do something for the spring because summertime travels is cool, but I know this price is a little bit more expensive.
Not only that, it's just, I don't know, but let's just say, like, from my experience, like going to Miami, the first 2 weeks of March is the most pleasant thing ever because after that, literally starting from the third week, that's when it gets extremely heavy out there.
I heard.
It gets uncomfortable. It gets overcrowded. It's just not, it's not a vacation anymore. It's not a vacation. It's just like going to Dockweiler Beach or something like that.
Oh, man.
And it's not pleasant at all. Not pleasant. But, I mean, the first, because we were there, I was there pretty much in between the first week and the second week. It was the best thing ever, dude. I mean, you saw the video. We were treated like millionaires. Like, anything we wanted, we got. Anything. We clubbing all the way till, the first 3 days I didn't sleep at all. Because the thing is, the thing that's unique about Miami, this is why I don't party in L.A. no more. No more parties in L.A.
That's it.
Because, to close at 2 a.m., it doesn't make any sense.
Whack.
It makes no sense, especially if you're trying to make money in a city like this. Maybe I think they said that the rules did change, but
I think it's going to be 4 in the morning, but that's still a rumor. We don't know about it yet.
Well, that's going to take some time to actually, form itself. But I can say in Miami, like, as far as partying, you get to the party, you get to the club like around 11, say 11, 12. It doesn't stop until about like 6 a.m.
Wow.
So you get back to the hotel, or say you might probably bag the chick or whatever. You get back to the hotel, or like, you meet up with your buddies. It's probably like 9 a.m. Once it's 9 a.m., hey, let's go get something to eat. Hey, cool, let's just go get something to eat. Then, hey, I plan on coming back and going to sleep. You get something to eat, now you're chilling out. More than likely, well, let's just say what happened with us. We saw some chicks, they sat down with us. Now we can't go to sleep. Now we're at the beach. Now we're at their hotel, in their rooms. We're actually doing things, and we literally forgot about sleep. So imagine that. So after the first 3 days, like when I realized that I haven't slept at all, like it hit the crap out of me. And I remember my brother, matter of fact, a couple of buddies, they walked into the room, and I was like completely knocked out. Like, completely knocked out. But that was the best sleep I ever had in my life. Best sleep. The breeze. That breeze from the ocean was just coming straight through the window. The view that we had, literally right over the ocean, just everything about it was just complete for me. Like, if I could go back, I would just do exactly that. I need another vacation for that. I was just completely laid out. They walked in the room, was like, dude, what the hell? But I was out.
That was in a whole other time zone.
But we were out there. Well, I was out there for about 6 days. My brother was out there for maybe 10 days. He's wild. You know him. He's wild. When it comes down to partying, he's insane. He's the one that got me to actually party. But he was out there for a little while. That was probably one of the greatest experiences. As far as the party experience, that was the greatest party experience I've ever had in my life.
Crazy.
Ever. Period.
And just when we thought that LA had everything, you guys flipped time zones on us going to east, southeast, and found out it was a whole nother world.
Oh, a whole nother world.
And of course, Miami. Do you see yourself living out there possibly if you had the chance?
I would. I wouldn't mind. Like, if I had something going on out there, I wouldn't mind living out there and flying back to LA for certain things. No, I wouldn't mind. I definitely wouldn't mind. New York, I would never. You guys are going to hear me say this a lot. I don't hate New York, but New York is just the complete opposite of LA or California. I'm not living in New York. I'll visit, but I would never live in New York.
I'll visit
Never,
too.
ever, ever.
Yeah.
It's just not, from what people describe, even the, the actual residents, people who are actually born and raised there, it's not where I want to be.
Yeah.
LA's way more ideal for people like us. I think going over there would irritate the shit out of us.
Yeah.
I think it'll really twist things up.
Yeah, man. And they always say, that New York is so different. So you see it on videos. I got a friend out there that lives out there right now. It's always seems so lively. And we're Californian people, where we're chill, we lay back, we take our time.
We need space.
There you go. We need some space,
God
man.
damn it. We need some damn
Move.
space. In California, we need space. Everything. There's certain parts of California that's not as spacious, but it's still spacious. It's way more spacious than New York.
And think about it, LA got mountains, deserts. We go to Big Bear one minute, go to the beach.
Literally.
I mean, you can really do anything you want in
California. Anything.
For whatever case might be, Cali is the place to be. We ain't this in New York. I like to go out there to see what it's like, really. And, if I come back molded, like, oh, man, maybe it's different than I thought, then, of course I'll say it. But for the most part, just not the cup of tea.
I think the only thing that make anybody, let's say, speaking of guys that come or they're born and raised in L.A., it's just money. If money's out there, we'll follow it. Besides that, as far as living it, no. You know how
many celebrities that moved out here from the cities that they were in just to get an opportunity? That just shows they're not moving.
That
to
is
New
very
York.
true.
So many celebrities, even the Instagram ladies that went from being nobodies to having 2 million followers just by living in LA alone. That's crazy, man. Real crazy.
LA or California within itself, but California is all about opportunities. Even as far as if we go into boxing, as far as the amateurs, we have more opportunities in the state of California than any other state. You have guys in Vegas, let's say Fernando Vargas's team, he has an amateur team. They come out here for competition.
That's crazy.
They come out here to get that type of experience from the guys that train out here or the guys that fight out here. So that shows that if I were to call it the mecca of it, it'll be disrespectful to some, so I won't say that. But California has become the staple of boxing to some extent.
Yeah, and remember that one time we went to Biggie Bear and we ran into Oscar De La Hoya's little house.
Oh,
right?
yeah. When we went over to the house, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I mean, he was telling me why people train out there in Big Bear. What was the reason again? I forgot.
Elevation.
Elevation
difference. It's like when we went for a run, first 20 seconds.
Bro, I fainted after 5 seconds.
It was like, wow. I mean, just the pressure of it. I mean, just think about it. When you walk into the stores, all the chip bags are inflated. So that should show you something. That should tell you something.
I think of it like that.
So it's a little bit different. And it's funny, with Big Bear, because remember, you got sick going up.
I got sick.
I got sick going down. So it all depends. It's just that difference of this is called it not climate change, but the difference in elevation. It, especially with us being down, on flat or somewhat flat land or down here for a certain amount of time, especially with the smog and all that stuff that we ingest. Then we go up there. Then it's a lot cleaner. The elevation is a little bit, the elevation is a lot higher. As far as the air is a little bit
thin.
A lot thinner. A lot thinner than it is down here.
It is thin.
So, the thing is, the good thing about it is that our bodies are fairly unique. Our bodies adapt to everything. And believe it or not, it's the nostrils that help the body adapt as far as, changing the temperature and literally adjusting the temperature that's correct for the body. Or let's say even like the elevation, believe it or not, the nostrils breathing through your nose has everything to do with you getting used to that changing environment. Let's just say that. So let's say you were to go to China, New York, anywhere that you're not originally from, believe it or not, your nose is this. Well, we'll talk about that in a whole nother show. Mm-hmm. But your nose is so important as far as detecting that environment and adjusting the body to that specific environment.
Yeah, because I can't, back to asking that question about Miami, I can't, and that's another thing, the reason why I kind of against moving. I mean, you got hurricanes, man. You got tornadoes. We got earthquakes, but how many times we have a devastating earthquake in almost 23 years or whatever, I believe.
Think about it, though. If you have it set up the right way, like let's say, you're doing quite well, you could have it, you could just get the hell out. Like whenever the hurricane season comes, fly right back to L.A. Right back. I mean, before it even starts, fly right back to L.A. A month before it starts, fly back to L.A., keep things going.
Yeah.
Because that stuff, it comes and goes. It comes and goes. And that's the thing about it. You know, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. Everywhere you live, it's always going to be that.
It's going to be something.
It's always going to be something. Yeah. Always something. Like with us, we deal with traffic. That's our
that's our
our thing. That traffic. Speaking of traffic, because I remember we talked about this the other day. When is there ever not traffic in LA? Like if we can give people a timetable in which to drive or to be able to move through LA comfortably. But then again, that'll depend on what area you're in.
2 in the morning. At least if you're on a 405. But what's open at 2, 3 in the morning? The bar's already closed.
Yeah, that's true.
But then that's the time that the construction workers work on the freeway. So it's like, dang, man, we can't get no kind of passway. I know my dad always clown me. He always say, why you want a fast car, son? There's nowhere to drive it in L.A. I'm like, you know what?
That is so true.
You're right. I just want to go 2 miles per hour so I can see it.
You can't go past 20.
You can't go past 20, man. I'm surprised people get speeding tickets, or maybe because they be driving them 2 road highways or whatever. But
something like that.
It's very, very, very crowded, man. But hey, I love the city. And again, back to the question we had for you guys, the destinations, man. Please let us know. I'm like very, very serious. You can say Colombia. I don't care. So
Panama is another one that I heard about, but for the most part, we think about South America. We think about South America. So you guys let us know. Definitely let us know. So guys, that has been another episode of Great Fire Podcast with your host TrayBate, knows boxing,
and I am Willie Mack.
Guys, have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Enjoy your holidays.